Hi guys, my name is Becky and I am a life and relationship coach. And in this video, I want to talk about the emotionally unavailable guy. So this is another video for the guys. I want to make this video because I feel like a lot of guys deal with this issue, and I want to talk about this guy, and I want to talk about how he got here, how he got there, right? No one is born emotionally unavailable. There are things that has happened in his life to get him to act in that way. So let's get started with this video. So the emotionally unavailable guy, this is a guy that probably or most likely dealt with trauma since he was a young child. He was probably born into a family of trauma. Maybe he saw his father abuse drugs, and maybe he saw his mother, maybe she was a codependent and she allowed all of the abuse. And maybe this type of family dynamic to where he saw all of this abuse made him feel disconnected to himself. Because when we are children, we are supposed to get our sense of self, our validation from our parents. And if our parents are not emotionally there for us, maybe both parents tapped out of life, right? Maybe the father was a drug addict and he tapped out. That's how he chose to deal with life. And the mother attracted an abusive partner. And, you know, she had issues growing up and she saw a lot of abuse in her side. So she attracted an abusive partner and now she tapped out also. So here is this child that is being raised by two emotionally immature adults that have tapped out of life. And this is where the child is supposed to get his validation from. This is where the child is supposed to have a normal life, but there is no normal life in that dysfunction because he doesn't know who he is. There's no one to validate him or tell him that what he thinks and how he feels is correct. It's almost like he lives a life of not trusting himself because he doesn't know what's real and he doesn't know what's not real because of the trauma and the environment that he lives in. So this child then finds outlets in his life that will make him forget about what he's going through. So he might do drugs himself, he might fall into the wrong crowd, he might lie, he might steal, he might cheat. He will find an outlet and he will adopt dysfunctional behaviors because he doesn't know how to deal with life. So this is how he grows up. And now as he is an adult, well, now he has to do life as an adult, but that child that is inside of him is broken and he's hurt and he is not emotionally available to himself. He doesn't know how to be emotionally available with others because that was not modeled for him. So now he grows up into the world and he meets relationships, he meets girls, and this is where the toxicity and this is where the abusive patterns continue. Now he is emotionally unavailable to her because he does not know how to be emotionally available for himself. So he detaches from himself and then he will try to people please. He will try to be in relationships that he wants to rescue and save this person because maybe he has been taught that all of his life. He had to rescue and save his family because they couldn't do it for themselves, right? So this is where all of that dysfunction and all of that abusive behaviors start. So now he goes out into the real world and he's meeting relationships, and the dysfunctional cycle continues because he can only live that life because that's the only life that he knows. He only knows how to live a life that is emotionally unavailable to himself and to others. So I just wanted to make this video to talk about, what he looks like. And if this is you, and if you are emotionally unavailable because of what you've gone through in the past, now this is where we're an adult and we have to take action and we have to take responsibility for our lives. And, one way to know if you are emotionally unavailable is if you are jumping from one relationship to the next. If you're jumping and if you don't really attach, if she decides to leave, then you're okay with it. You'll wait for the next girl to come. But that's not the way to live, because you are also dealing with other people's emotions as well. So definitely, if you can relate to this video, I would encourage you to go get therapy and hire a life coach, hire a therapist, and really work on those emotions. And I know that a lot of men will not want to go to therapy because they don't want to feel those emotions. It's almost like it's overwhelming. They don't want to go back to how they felt, but that's how you heal it. You have to feel it to heal it. And that is a very powerful way for you to break out of that cycle of being emotionally unavailable, is confronting and admitting to yourself that, yes, I am jumping from relationship to relationship. I don't attach to anyone. And realizing that that's not really the best life that you should live. You should want to be emotionally available to yourself, to your family, to your children. So definitely, if this is you, encouraging you always to find therapy, find a life coach, find a therapist that will walk you through those steps. And I promise you that emotions will come, but you won't die. It's not going to overtake you, right? When you're in the hands of a professional, or when you're in the hands of someone that's trustworthy, that you can be open and vulnerable, those emotions will come, but then you will know how to go through those emotions, feel them, release them, and keep on moving forward. So I hope that this video has encouraged you. And if you've liked this content, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.